It is no secret that I am not a fan of microtransactions. Outside of situations like free-to-play games, I've never really been convinced by any of the arguments offered as to why one of the most lucrative entertainment industries in the world needs microtransactions to survive and grow. So, when Slo-Clap announced a reversal on their original position of not planning to add paid content to Absolver, I was less than amused. Personal disappointment aside, the decision was made, and the first of these newly planned microtransactions, called the Adalian Forest DLC, is already available on Steam and PS4, though conspicuously absent on GOG. Did you forget something, Slo-Clap? Anyway, though I had no intention of supporting this kind of business practice with my money, a community member who goes by the name Pinjimin was kind enough to troll me softly by gifting me a copy instead. As such, I feel somewhat obligated to take a look at what you get for your $3 and if it's actually worth it, at least compared to how the industry usually prices this kind of stuff. Just to address this and get this out of the way, what is with this color scheme? The first thing that comes to mind when I set eyes on this blue-streaked brown-orange melange is the vomit-covered floor of a dive bar after a long night of Mexican food, cheap beer, and Jolly Rancher candies. I can't imagine that was the aesthetic they were going for, yet that's what they accomplished nonetheless. Be that as it may, some of the designs on these pieces are actually kind of cool. If you could recolor them, I could easily see myself adding these to some of my favorite fashions. That being said, you can't dye them. They're not dyeable, so you're stuck with this just absolutely ass-ugly color scheme. The weapon is a bit of a step up. While it looks like the blue blade was meant to complement the streaks of blue in the outfit itself, it makes it seem to me like the entire weapon is from a different set entirely. It's still pretty cool looking, it just doesn't really seem to fit. And then of course, we have the real stars of the DLC, and that would be the emotes. These things are pretty fun. They're really unlike anything else we have for emotes in the game so far, and you can combine them together in pretty cool ways, to be honest. The plank emote is probably my favorite, and it's earned itself a spot in my regular emote wheel. I kinda use it all the time already. It feels a little trolly, but come on, just look how hot that is. Damn. All in all, for $3, you get 16 unique, undyeable pieces of gear and 5 super fun emotes. Really, that seems perfectly reasonable to me. It's a fair price for what you're getting, especially considering what I see other people paying in other games for the same kind of shit. With all of that said, I still have one serious gripe about this DLC. When discussion about adding more forms of player communication arises, Slo-Clap has consistently stated that the silent, emote-driven communication between players is a central part of the Absolver experience. If that's true, how is it justifiable to lock new emotes, part of what is supposedly a core part of the experience, behind a microtransaction? I can understand selling cosmetic reskins of existing in-game items to people who desperately want to throw their financial support behind the studio. But you can't have it both ways with the emotes, Slo-Clap. You know, there's a saying that when you give some people an inch, they'll take a foot, and before long, you won't have a leg left to stand on. Considering how far Slo-Clap took the inch they were given by players asking for paid cosmetics, I'm a little concerned about the future of the game. Hopefully I'm just being a pessimist, and this video will be little more than something to rub in my face over the years to come. But I've seen this go badly enough times in the past that I can't help but feel cynical about it. Here's hoping they prove me wrong.